How good are you at holding yourself accountable? Are you one of those people who is absolutely brilliant and totally dogged about delivering to your clients exactly what you promised to deliver, and yet somehow the promises you make to yourself about business development and things like that just go out of the window? This, I can honestly say, is something I see time and time and time again. I think it is genuinely one of the biggest challenges when you're growing your own business, is this desire almost to put everybody else first and everybody else's priorities first. And your priorities about growing your business are always the last thing in the queue and the first thing to be ditched when you are busy. So I think there are three real reasons as to why you're probably not that great at holding yourself accountable. So I'm going to share those, but I'm also going to give you some real tips about how to try and switch things around and how to really focus in the next 12 months on increasing that level of personal accountability so that you can achieve your goals in business, you can stick to the plans that you set, and you can start to smash through targets and other exciting things. So the three reasons I think why it's so tough to hold yourself accountable. Number one is around time and the value of time, because when you're delivering to customers, when you're fulfilling the things that they ask you for, it's very easy for that to feel like a valuable use of time. This is important stuff in the business. This is what pays the bills. So it feels like that must be the priority around time. And it can feel as though when you dedicate time to focusing on business development, that this is almost selfish and it's not a priority. Now, obviously, this is actually not true at all, because the more time you dedicate to your business development, the more likely you are to be able to help more clients in the future. It's actually in your customers' best interests for you to focus on you and your business more often, but it doesn't always feel like that. The second reason is around the impact. So when you are delivering work for clients or having client meetings or any of that kind of stuff, there is an immediate impact. You see immediately the work that you've done, you see the response from the client, there's an immediate fulfillment of a task or a goal or something else. So you can see that impact straight away. Whereas very often with business development stuff, the impact is a much slower burn. If you're building processes in your business, if you're reviewing prices, if you're planning for new products and services, chances are the income and the impact from these things is going to be in a few weeks or possibly a few months. So again, it's really easy to think this isn't a priority, it isn't quite that important. But these are the things that make the biggest impact on the growth of your business over the long term. So it's shifting that thought process that says, I can't see an instant result and therefore it can't be instantly important. It's more important long term though. And then the third key thing is good old procrastination. It's the beauty of faffing. Now, this often happens because something is outside your comfort zone or outside your skill set, or it just feels like a gigantic piece of work, whether that is rewriting your website, creating a new product, overhauling the way you work or anything like that. It very often feels gigantic and really hard to cope with. So breaking things down into very simple bite-sized chunks is key, but also building the team of people so that you don't become the blockage is also massively important. So my key tips in terms of how to increase your accountability over the next 12 months are to think about considering yourself as a client. You are actually your most important client. If you think about it, if you had a client meeting in your diary and you got to that meeting, at no point are you going to say, I'm not in the mood for that today, I'll just do it tomorrow. But when it's something that you've said you're going to do for your business, it's all too easy to say, oh, that can wait till tomorrow or to next week or to next month. So it's shifting that mindset straight away and considering yourself like a client. So when you're putting things into your diary that are around business development, these things are non-negotiable, they're not flexible, they're not things you can put off. You consider this business just as a client and treat yourself and your business with that same level of importance. And the other part of that, of course, is time blocking and treating these things like meetings. So making sure that if you've got something new in your business that you're working on, or you want to have that regular business development activity, make sure it consistently goes into your diary. Because what so often happens is, I've got 18 million things to do with clients, now my diary is full, I don't have time for business development anyway. But actually your clients should be fitted around your business development and not the other way around, because you are your most important client, remember. So make sure you get this stuff blocked into your diary regularly, and take out that time that should be non-negotiable to really focus on business development stuff. The third tip is to make sure that you're absolutely clear about your goals and your outcomes. So often it can feel as though, I know I need to do this thing, I know I need to develop my processes or streamline what I'm doing or improve my onboarding or whatever it is, but just doesn't feel that important right now. So pulling that back and thinking about, why am I doing this? What are the benefits going to be? What will the impact of this be? Why? When you can see the end goal and you can see the impact, that will make a really big difference to reminding yourself why it's so important and holding yourself accountable much, much better. And then the fourth tip is find an external way to be held accountable, because the simple truth of the matter is, we as humans are just so good at letting ourselves off. Like I say, we would never cancel client meetings, but when it's something that's in there for you, it's just so easy to put it off. So for the vast majority of people, accountability really only comes with an external source, because having to say you've not done something to somebody else is an entirely different conversation than just letting yourself off because you're so bad at kind of, giving yourself any discipline on that. So you could think about an accountability buddy, you could think about a coaching group, you might even want to have a look at the accountability squad, which I am launching in January. So head over to my website, taylory.co.uk, and have a look at the accountability squad. This is a no frills, no bells, no whistles, no faff group. It's not about a program, there's no training courses, there's nothing to get stuck or bogged down or get behind with. It is purely weekly accountability, and it's only 25 quid a month. Imagine the value that can give you. Head to my website, have a nosy at the accountability squad, come join us in there, and imagine what you can achieve with an entire year of phenomenal accountability. Oh.